So let's start game number 1 here on stream 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And all players have started. I haven't seen Civel play too much 18 today, but I believe it shouldn't be an issue here for him. Let's find that out together. He's able to get the first Tetris in. At the bottom, at the upper match between Richard and Kanto, it is neck and neck, both players getting 2 Tetrises so far. In the bottom, it's about a 2 Tetris lead now in favor of Shuichi. Now that Shuichi is at 68 versus 28 here on Civel's side. A bit of cleanup here for Civel, getting back into a Tetris position. As you have the next Tetris at the upper match, so now we have a tiny lead in favor of Kanto. Next Tetris here for Richard. Richard now at 114 against 114 for Kanto. Kanto having played a single more, which is the difference in points. So far, yeah, Richard is still at 100% Tetris rate, but now needs to close the well. Doesn't get the brass piece to where it needs to go. And that's a crucial death dot here on Richard's side, which means Kanto does win game number 1 here. It is already a 1-0 for Kanto. The bottom match between Civel and Shuichi is still going here this game. Civel does get the next bar into a Tetris. Left side now has a bar dependency. He's getting the bar perfect. Point-wise, it's an 80k lead for Shuichi. It is 205 against 105 now, so 4.5 Tetris lead to Shuichi. Shuichi is into a clean stack. 100% Tetris rate so far, by the way. Shuichi is also known as the pace player, and this is exactly why. Getting the T-spin as well. Nice done here by Shuichi. And now it looks like the bar isn't coming for a while, but now here's the next Tetris to Shuichi. Oh, and yeah, Richard versus Kanto already, so it started game 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Looks like they were laughing, but it's actually not ready. So they're gonna be a restart. Oh, and Shuichi also had a burn line here, so no longer perfect in terms of Tetris rate for Shuichi. And Kanto has just started, so is Richard, and the bar doesn't go over on Civel's side, which means top out for Civel at 138, and we have a 1-0 for Shuichi as well, so it's currently 1-0 for Kanto and 1-0 for Shuichi, meaning the new players have both been able to win their first game here.
Sorry. I had and then coming out randomly.
So they're now updating the seat here in the lower match so that we can start in just a few seconds. It's gonna be once again a 3, 2, 1 Tetris. And in the chat, Nick saying go Civel. So Civel has someone cheering for him, which is more than Shuichi has currently. So in that regards, Civel is actually winning. Richard being kinda high. Does get a dirty Tetris. Nice for Richard. While Kanto's Nesbitt champ says, oh snap, something went wrong while displaying this web page. Which means F5. And now should be, yes, we can see Kanto's gameplay once again here. It's a slight lead of a bit over Tetris here for Kanto. Getting the next Tetris in as Richard is in quite the dirty position here. That's gonna need to burn a lot of lines in order to get into a Tetris position once again here. And I feel like we hear someone roll on stream number 2 most likely. Tony? Okay, so Tony's rolling now. Tony joined on stream number 2 and he is the first roller to join. We will have a couple of rollers join later in the top 4, so tomorrow. Namely Mark, Bergtroll and Dan V. It's quite high here for Kanto in a bit of a dirty situation, which means Richard has the chance here to catch up, and he is only now half a Tetris difference here. Kanto is still in the cleanup. Civel got a bit few misdrops in, which means Shuichi is already in a 2-0 position here. So next up, it's gonna be match point for Shuichi. And Shuichi may sweep Civel here, let's see. In the upper match, the lead is now in favor of Richard with about 5k. So it's neck and neck there so far. But Kanto does get the dirty Tetris. For a second it looked like the bar would be hanging, but it went over luckily. Okay, so Civel looks somewhat ready, Shuichi looks somewhat ready, and they are, so let's start. Yeah, the next game here, it's gonna be a standard 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Okay. See, upper match now at 80 lines, both players, so we might be able to see everything until 19. And mixing, you can come back Civel. So maybe Civel will show us a nice reverse sweep here against Shuichi. But he's already about 2 Tetrises behind. We have a slight misstep on Kanto's side, so Richard was able to get about a Tetris of lead now. Okay, so Richard is open on the left side once again. The setup for the Tetris gets the bar and Tetris to Richard. 48k, so a 2 Tetris and some change lead here to Richard. Kanto and Civel both on a bit of cleanup situation here, which means the opponents, so Richard and Shuichi, can build up leads here. Richard at a 3 Tetris lead and Shuichi at a 2.5 Tetris lead here. Kanto's board is getting out of control. He needs something for the left side. He doesn't have anything. He's topping out at the same time as Civel, which means Shuichi was able to sweep Civel here. And Richard can secure the 1-1. It is now 1-1 between Richard and Kanto, which means we can fully focus on the match here. So let's do the quick transition over. And yeah, 3.5 Tetris lead currently for Richard again. If you want, you can top out. I'm not gonna force you to, it's just that you've already won this game. Oh, and I just heard him as in Richard say, it's over already, so it looks like he wasn't quite prepared for this to end as quickly as it did. He expected it to go a bit longer. But you can see him also eat a bit of lunch, so as always, feel free to eat and drink a bit. But it's always important to stay properly nutritioned here at Tetris events. Okay, that means we can start the next game here. Okay, and that did. But yeah, Richard and Kanto are seed 8 and seed 9. So we expect the match to be pretty close here. And let's hope that the next games will be like this as well. Taking a look at streams number 2 scores, looks like it's pretty close there between the players. Over here we now have about a 2 Tetris lead for Kanto. 91 for Kanto against 74 for Richard. But of course, just because Civel lost the last match doesn't mean that he's out of the tournament. We have a double elimination, which means there's a second chance for Civel to get further in the tournament. Yeah, the bout Tetris lead for Kanto stays the same, but Richard's board is getting a bit of control. He doesn't get the bar over, which means we have a 2-1 for Kanto. So next up, it's gonna be match point for Kanto. So if Richard wants to stay in, he needs to win the next 2 games, whereas Kanto only needs to win 1 more game. Yeah, he was DS and Richard was away for a few seconds here, has just come back, so we should be able to start the match point for Kanto soon, but Kanto's on the phone. He's hopefully not watching TikTok instead of playing Tetris. Okay, no, he puts it away, perfect. And it looks like we can start the next game here. Yeah, it's now starting. So Richard and Kanto potentially the last game, depending on how this match goes. Kanto's in a bit of early trouble here. As we can see, the stack is nobody dependency on the left and the right. He's getting the first bar, setting up for a few burns, and is taking the triple instead of trying to play aggressive for a dirty left rail Tetris. As a desk player, that's generally the better decision to do. You can see Richard now also getting his next Tetris here. 1.5 Tetris lead to Richard versus a 16,000 score of Kanto. So yeah, 1.5 Tetris lead. Kanto is also yet to get his own first Tetris, so this has been quite a suffer start. Looks like Kanto is now playing. He's not playing 1 high. He got the next Tetris instead. Okay, so Kanto's in a clean position. Richard might go for, no, he's not going for cut 9. He instead tries to go 1 high, I guess. Yeah, so Richard is now playing 1 high. Kanto might, no, Kanto has the small hole in his cut 2. Kanto getting a bit high in this stack here, but Richard has a 2.5 Tetris lead. Kanto needs to burn quite a lot of lines here. It's not the easiest. He has like, yeah, he needed a few good pieces. He got the good pieces. Got the bar for the burn. And we have about a 2 Tetris lead here for Richard. Kanto is still cleaning this up, so Richard might be able to increase the lead even further if he gets the bar on time, and he does. Next Tetris to Richard. Richard now transferred the ball to the standard right side, column 10. And is ready for the next Tetris to Richard. 189 against 116. So yeah, this has been quite a suffer game here for Kanto so far. But Kanto is looking to get back into the standard position here, to go for as many Tetrises as possible and hopefully catch up to Richard. Kanto quite high, He does get the next bar over for a bit of burning. Richard also, he doesn't get the blue S piece over to the left, so Richard is topping out 195. Kanto needs 196, 196, but Kanto also having a dirty board here. And this is the top out for Kanto, which means it is 2-2 between Richard and Kanto. And if Richard manages to win the next game, then Richard will have shown us the first upset of this event. And yeah, Richard once again needing a bit of tech assistance, well, providing a bit of tech assistance is better phrased. So he's doing something on the beamer and is getting a bit of water to drink. You know, as I always say, drink water, stay hydrated, keep your voice smooth. And it looks like both players are gonna be ready here in a few seconds. And that means, can we start the decider? Yeah, we can start the decider. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And the decider has now started. And that means whoever wins this match will continue to stay in the upper bracket here at the CTWC France 2025 edition. Yeah, so both players opening with 2 Tetrises and 2 burns. Kanto now has 2 highs, so it's going to be a bit tougher for him to go for Tetrises, but it's still of course possible. I have no idea what just happened in stream number 2, but apparently stream number 2 is crazy, so if you can, then get a bit of the timer watch and watch both of the streams here, stream 1 and stream 2, as we're live on Classic Tetris 2 as well. We have 76 for Richard, 123 here for Kanto. Richard being quite high, which means he's gonna have to burn a few lines here. Didn't go for the flat bar burn. And next Tetris to Kanto. Kanto 152, next Tetris to Richard, Richard 109. So you have a bit under a 2 Tetris lead here for Kanto. Yeah, 120, 186. Okay, and apparently it's next up match point for Gunther on stream 2. And I believe Odex won against Tolstoy. So there's also only 1 match and potentially 1 game left on stream 2. Over here we have 166 for Richard against 194 for Kanto, which means Kanto is about a Tetris and some change ahead. As you can see, Richard is set up, waiting for the next bar. Both stacks are pretty similar. We are also close in the piece sequence, not quite the same pieces, but close. Next Tetris to Kanto, we should see this bar a bit too late for Richard, so Richard is still high, ready for the next Tetris. So is Kanto. Next Tetris goes to Richard. Richard having a J piece, now longer dependency in column 3. And okay, no, he's not trying to get for a dirty, go for dirty Tetris. He's cleaning up, going for the triple here into 204 for Richard against 251 here for Kanto. as we are getting close to the last 50 lines of level 18. And next side is to Richard, so it's now neck and neck. Kanto a bit close, next side is to Richard. Richard ahead of Kanto now. Kanto is one away from being open. Kanto open again. Half a Tetris lead to Richard, next Tetris to Kanto. Half a Tetris lead here to Kanto. It is neck and neck between Richard and Kanto. So exactly what we want here. Richard now going for a center world Tetris, waiting for the next bar. Let's see if the bar will arrive on time. Or if Kanto can just win here. Okay. Is it internet on this side? Okay, no, this side is working fine. Why the heck is my PC crashing again? Can you reboot the PC? Like the upper, smaller button? No, it's not suspending, it's just fully crashing.
It's okay, actually.
But we at least have a bit of filming and I can do some live casting of the game fields here. And we have 357 for Kanto against 335 here for Richard. So we have about a Tetris, about 2 Tetris lead here in favor of Kanto, as we are about 15 lines, so around about 4 Tetrises away from the transition into level 19. Neck and neck here between these two players. 40k lead. So a bit under 2 Tetrises, about 2 Tetrises lead here to Kanto. Kanto getting the next Tetris in. Richard is currently cleaning the situation up. And we have about 8 lines, so 2 Tetrises, which hopefully, but should be enough for me to get Nestus Gems back to work. And apparently Kanto tops out at 408. So the goal for Richard is 409. He's gonna transition in a line. So let's get you in first, player 1. And yes, you have gameplay of Richard, perfect. And we should also get gameplay from Kanto if he was still playing. He had 408, so the goal for Richard is 409, which is less than Tetris for Richard left to go to do this upset here. 408, 880, so he needs 881. So this is doable just by surviving and getting good burns in. There's no pressure for Richard to go for Tetrises. Oh, but he's getting a bit out of control here board-wise now. Getting the next single in, next overshift, 400. And I believe that is for Richard. Richard tops out. And this means it is 3-2 for Kanto. Kanto manages to win this game, which means Kanto stays in the upper bracket and Richard moves to the lower bracket.